A huge story broke yesterday that really highlights how very little has changed since the subprime mortgage crisis in terms of regulation. Think Progress reports, quote, 5 banks admit they engaged in a years-long conspiracy to manipulate currency exchange rates on a daily basis in ways that would boost profits and limit losses. Currency traders from JP Morgan, Royal Bank of Scotland, or RBS, Citigroup, and Barclays met in a secret chat room they dubbed the Cartel. I like how even the name they gave themselves makes them sound immediately guilty. So clearly, they're not as bright as they think they are. I know Wall Street people like to think they're the smartest guys in the room. Not when you name your secret hideout the Cartel. You want to talk about some red flags? Okay. So they say they dubbed it the Cartel to collude on the size, timing, and nature of their buy and sell orders for U.S. dollars and euros. Those 4 banks pleaded guilty to criminal charges on Wednesday. The Department of Justice announced the guilty pleas and fines totaling $2.5 billion, as well as its decision to tear up a prior non-prosecution agreement with UBS and force the company to plead guilty to separate related charges. The Federal Reserve announced its own set of corresponding fines on Wednesday for those same 5 banks and Bank of America. Okay, so when you hear that number, you probably think, goddamn! So they're cracking down on them, right? A $2.5 billion fine? That's a lot of money. I don't know how anybody can look at that and not say, okay, some punishment was done, and perhaps this is just punishment. So that's what you're thinking, right? Hold on to that thought as I move along here. They continue and say, quote, the total charges to the banks over the cartel approach $9 billion. So again, even more jaw-dropping, right? Wait, I'll get to the punchline eventually. Despite the eye-popping dollar figure, the consequences are more a cost of doing business than a significant punishment for breaking the law. The fines will get paid by shareholders, not by individual executives or traders who directly benefit personally and professionally from the crimes their firms are admitting to. Okay, whoa. So, isn't that interesting? So we know the individuals who were engaged in this, and instead of really cracking down on those individuals, they get to keep their money and their salary and whatever the hell they made when they were doing all this nonsense, this illegal trading and rigging of the marketplace. But the people who get hammered, the people who get fined, are the shareholders who were kind of innocent in this entire thing. So that's interesting, but it gets even worse. They say, quote, the banks are already coming out ahead, judging by the stock market's response to the fine announcements Wednesday. Barclays' stock price rose so significantly, the bank is worth 1.5 billion more euros than this time yesterday. So in a day, they made 1.5 billion euros, or almost exactly its total fines. Whoa. Okay, now this is just getting... It's like it's out of a movie or something. So they commit this giant, scam. They rig the marketplace to enrich themselves, and everybody else gets screwed over in the process. Not only are they not punished for it, their shareholders are punished for it. And then on top of that, the market responds to the fact that it's just a fine, and it goes up. So the price of their company, they added $1.5 billion to their company, or I should say 1.5 billion euros to their company in the day since the scandal hit. So they basically, in one day, raised enough money to pay off that fucking fine anyway. So it's like there was no fine at all. Okay, you have to understand, when you act like this in response, when this is your punishment, you did not just disincentivize them from rigging the market. You did not disincentivize them from personally getting rich and screwing over everybody else by cheating, because there is no real punishment. The profits they just made wiped out the fine they had to pay, and they didn't even have to pay the fine. It was the shareholders who paid it. Still, I have not gotten to the most amazing point yet. They say RBS came out even better, gaining $715 million in value over the day. That's 715 million euros in value over the day. They say that's 1.12 billion at current exchange rates, or nearly double the $669 million in fines the bank was just levied over its role in manipulating those very same rates. So with at least one of these banks, because they acted illegally and because they rigged the market, they net made money. They net made a lot more money. That's incredible. And you need to understand why it is that the market skyrocketed after the announcement that they're just getting fines. You want to know why that is? Because everybody knows on Wall Street, oh my goodness, these banks just got away with murder, essentially. They got away with doing whatever they wanted, and there was just a tiny little slap on the wrist, if that. So everybody realizes, oh my God, this is all systems go. This is like 1920 style. This is roaring 20 style. We can do no wrong and there are no punishments for our actions. So hip hip hooray, let's throw a fucking party here and everybody can continue to grow the various bubbles that are in place in our economy. Everybody can continue to play with our monopoly money. And in the process, we can tank the economy again, but it's okay because we'll all get rich. So the market going up was directly related to the fact that at this time, people were actually fearing, fuck, maybe there's going to be like jail time for us with this scandal. I mean, we already got away once without jail time with the subprime mortgage crisis and the Great Recession. Are they really going to let us off again? Are we really not going to get any jail time? Are they really not going to break up the banks maybe and do something that actually addresses the problem and heavily regulate us again and efficiently regulate us again? And then when they saw that here's a tiny little fine that, oh, look, you just made back all the money the next day and you didn't have to pay it, your shareholders paid it. When they saw that happened, they go, oh, we're all set. We can do whatever we want and we can get away with it. So here you have it, man. I'm telling you guys, and please, you heard it here first, so remember this when it happens. There is going to be another giant downturn at some point. And when that happens, everybody's going to say, we couldn't have seen it coming. I don't understand. Times were going so well. Everything was going good. We didn't see any problems or anything like that. We were blindsided by this. It happened last time. That's what they said on CNBC. That's what every commentator said. Well, no, when the next downturn happens, remember, it will be directly tied to the fact that there is no efficient regulation of the marketplace. There is no actual punishment when they do something wrong. They can get away with whatever the hell they want to get away with, and guess what they're going to do and what they're going to continue to do? They're going to continue to rig the market. They're going to continue to make themselves more money by cheating, and in the process, screw over everybody else in the system, and eventually the system will implode. There's going to be another giant downturn, and it's going to be because we didn't efficiently regulate the marketplace, and we didn't punish the corporate criminals the way that we should have. Remember that.